When we think about ancient technology, our minds usually jump to the big stuff, right? Pyramids, giant stone circles, the wheel. But today, we're going to uncover a secret innovation that was just as revolutionary, but on a completely different scale. It's a story found not in massive blocks of stone, but in the tiniest, almost microscopic details. So, we have this stereotype of ancient tech, don't we? It's all brute force, heavy tools, and massive stones. But the reality we're diving into today, it's the complete opposite. It's all about delicate control, unbelievable precision, and details so small you could barely see them. It required a whole different kind of genius. And that's because some of the most mind-blowing achievements of the ancient world were actually incredibly small. Today, we're going to focus on one of the most remarkable examples of this, the delicate and frankly brilliant art of early goldworking. To really get this, we've got to travel back, way back, thousands of years, to ancient Mesopotamia, the land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. We're heading to the city of a true powerhouse of its time, a center for trade, government, and most importantly for our story, some highly developed craft traditions. It was right here, in the workshops of that ancient artisans faced a very specific and, well, glittering challenge. It was a problem that centered on one single precious material, gold. So why gold? Well, for one, it was perfect for showing off power and wealth. It was rare, it didn't rust or tarnish, it just had this beautiful, warm shine. But here's the crucial part. It could be hammered into unbelievably thin sheets. And that property, that was the game changer. It let artisans make a tiny amount of gold go a very long way, creating these dazzling objects that looked way more solid than they actually were. Okay, and that leads us right to the central problem. Put yourself in their shoes for a second. You're an artisan, in ore. You've got these delicate, paper-thin sheets of gold. How in the world do you join them together to make complex shapes without the whole thing just melting into a useless, expensive blob? The answer lies in an incredibly advanced technique, a technique that honestly required the control of a surgeon and the knowledge of an engineer. It's all about the art of the seam. The solution was an ancient form of soldering. Now, the concept sounds simple enough, right? You just use some carefully controlled heat and a bonding material to join two pieces of metal. But actually pulling this off without any modern tools, well, that was incredibly complex. Let's just break down how difficult this really was. Okay, first, you hammer this precious metal until it's unbelievably thin and fragile. Then you have to shape it. Then, and this is the crazy part, without a modern blowtorch or a temperature gauge, you have to apply just enough heat to join the seam, but not so much that you destroy hours and hours of work. The margin for error was practically zero. This kind of work shows an incredible level of technical intelligence. This is so much more than just hammering metal. It's a deep, practical understanding of physics and chemistry, all learned through hands-on tradition and sheer experience. And what's so amazing is that when we look really closely at this one single technique, a single soldered seam, it opens up an entire hidden world of power, art, and global trade. That tiny seam, it isn't just a technical detail, no way. It's a symbol of power for the elite who owned it. It represents vast trade networks because Mesopotamia had to import all its gold. It pushed artists to get more ambitious and complex. It hints at this whole hidden world of masters and apprentices passing down this secret knowledge. And it helped create the entire visual language of power for kings and for temples. This perfectly illustrates the real magic of archaeology. It's not just about digging up cool objects, it's about uncovering ancient thought processes. It's like seeing direct evidence of their problem solving, their experimentation, and their accumulated wisdom. So this all brings us to the main takeaway. This tiny detail, the ability to perfectly solder gold, it fundamentally changes how we should be viewing the intelligence and sophistication of the ancient world. See, ancient innovation wasn't just about building bigger walls or heavier chariots. So often it was about this incredible fusion of artistic vision and real technical scientific knowledge. They weren't just making things, they were making them more beautiful, more complex, and way more meaningful. Let's be really clear about this. The people who could do this kind of work were not primitive. They were highly trained specialists, true masters of their craft, operating inside a complex and advanced urban civilization. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? If a skill this sophisticated was hiding in something as small as a little golden seam, what other forms of hidden genius, what other microscopic revolutions are we still completely overlooking in the ancient world?